Real talk. The other day, somebody was talking to me about. Do you remember time before South Park? If you're old, you remember a time before South Park. If you're old, you remember a time before this and this and this and this, right? I remember Simpsons. I remember a time when Simpsons weren't even a thing, which is so weird, right? Like all of a sudden, this yellow family showed up and was like, oh, became sort of the big thing, right? Then it became pop culture, right? Then all of a sudden you start talking to people and it's like, you've never seen The Simpsons? Like, where were you living under a rock? Oh no, our family didn't really approve of that. It was too risque for us. It was too much. It was ooh. Right? It's like you missed out on like all of society, right? Because you don't believe in that sort of stuff. Right? Yeah. I remember a time before September 11th. I remember a time when I flew before September 11th. It was so much different, right? Right? Nobody cared. Your baggage seems to be in order, sir. Have a good day. Biggest worry you had then was whether or not your luggage would get to wherever you were at the same time, right? And then the towers fell. I remember hearing about that, and I was like, Mom and Dad looked at me, and I was going to college at the time, and Mom and Dad said, like, the towers fell. I was like, wow, wow, bullshit. I didn't believe it. I did not believe it. I did not believe it. Somebody flew planes into a building. That's fucked. Couldn't believe it. Then I got to school and I walked down into the sort of the common area, and sure enough, on the TVs, CNN, right? And I had the first ever September 11th joke, and you can ask Arjun Roy because he was the guy that I said this to, and Arjun's a good buddy of mine, longtime friend, and, still love him to death, right? But yeah, he came in and I looked at him square in the face and I was like, Arjun, what did you do, man? He's like, I was at home all night, dude. You have to laugh. You had to laugh because reality of the problem was it was too much, right? What do you say? What do you say when you see like buildings falling, people dying, right? 20 years ago, I almost signed up. I was one signature away from joining the military. I probably would have been infantry at the time that those planes hit the towers. And I'm in Canada, right? So we joined up for Afghanistan, which is understandable. I mean, you can't like punch our neighbor in the eye and not expect us to stand next to them. Understandable. But then the topic came up of war on terror. It's war on terror. We're fighting terror. And I said, by God, what are you doing? Like, back in the day, I said this is my generation's Vietnam, and how prophetic that view is. How strange and utterly right I was. It was like the tower, like the two helicopters. There's two pictures of it. Like you can see the Google Saigon and Afghanistan, right? It's fucked. It's fucked. How do you say that to people that lost limbs, lost friends, lost part of their soul, right? Like, what do you say to those people? 20 years. Jesus. I mean, it had to end. Sun Tzu says long battles kill, like, the home, right? Will kill who we are. I don't know what to think. I really don't. This is really fucked up. Really fucked up. You don't expect the same people that you've been fighting for 20 years, 10, 20 years, 20 fucking years, 20 years. You don't expect the people that have been living in little holes in the earth to like suddenly become the victors in this. I feel sorry for him. I feel sorry for everybody involved with this. Like, what do you do? What do you say? I lost a leg. I lost an arm. I lost my best friend. I lost this. I lost this. I lost this. It's my generation's Vietnam. It's exactly what happened. You know, I think this is worse though. Vietnam was just a bunch of rice farmers, you know. Like, Vietnam wasn't a direct attack. Vietnam wasn't, watching buildings fall. Vietnam was, good intentions gone bad. This was a thing like, we promised you free, like war on terror. There you go. It's lost. It's fucking lost. War on terror. Fuck. I just picture them. I just see that. All I do is every time I think about it, I see all these guys that, I was so close. I was that close. I was that close. That close. That was in peacetime, right? I would have been a peacekeeper. That's a cool idea, right? You go to some place, you just make sure people aren't killing each other, right? Like that works. Fuck me. 2021. I have this ability that I can sit here and chat with people across the globe, right? Anybody can watch this. I'm posting it. Anybody can see this. 2021. There's a future, man. Some future. Some future. Never ending plague. Losing such a thing. War on terror. Remember blood for oil. What oil did we get out of this? Not worth it. I don't know what's going to come next. I don't know. That's a shit. I know Saturday I got my niece's baptism, which is alright, cool. Then what? Right? Keep doing this, I suppose. Get this hand fixed. Take care of that. Then what? Then what? I guess we just keep trucking along, right? Is that a thing? Traveling along, right? There had to be an end. There had to be an end. That's the thing. There has to be. You can't keep it up. You can't keep going, right? Bodies start piling up and I think about them. I think about them all the time. Could have been me. Could have been me stepping out and, driving over landmines and blowing up and burying my friends because of something blew them up. We lack empathy. That's the big thing. We really do. Such a tragedy, too. Like, we write such beautiful things and show such beautiful art and song and all that. But really, it's a shithole, man. We lack it. We like. Why is it even a discussion that food stamps are a thing? Like, why is it even a discussion that people can't be looked after? Like, why? Why is this? Why is this a thing? Why can't people have universal health care? Why can't people have universal $2 billion it costs? It costs $2 billion. Trillion. 2 trillion. T with a T. I hate money. I fucking think it's the worst thing in the world. I think it's disgusting. I think it's just vile. Because it limits us. It limits us so bad. It limits us so bad. I could give you the best thing in the whole wide world, but I don't got the money for it. I'm sorry. I could save 1 million lives, but I'm sorry, we don't have the budget for it. The money just doesn't cut it, right? Guys sitting on the streets in Toronto, Los Angeles, and Edmonton, and Calgary, Vancouver, any city you walk into, right? Drugs and alcohol. Wow. Easy money, isn't it? It's poison. Everything's poison. Concept of wealth is poison. So and so's the next billionaire. Can you believe that? Can you believe that they've acquired so much wealth that they could just sell a car and make sure that everybody has food? Communism. Fucking communism. So bad. So bad. Why is it bad? Everybody gets something that, make sure that they're okay. Make sure that you're fed. Make sure that you've got a roof over your head. Oh, yeah, that's terrible. Fucking terrible. Oh, what Stalin did. Hitler. True socialists. Yet there's Star Trek, right? I watch it. I love Star Trek. I think it's a great, great series. I think it's beautiful. I think it's just wonderful that you can sit there and watch all of it. The only people that care about stuff are the Ferengi, gold press platinum. So, it's the big thing, right? It's not dollars, it's bars. of a resource. Like, even then, you just gotta shake your head and be like, there's a fucking election happening soon here in Canada. We gotta choose a new leader. Meet the new boss, same as the old boss. They promise you everything. They say, oh yeah, we go out of our way to make sure that this, and happens. They're fucking liars, man. They're fucking liars. Let me sit it best. It's all a bunch of fucking liars. That's all the politicians are. I'll bend over backwards for this one moment just to make sure that you're happy. You get the psychopathic fucks that run around going like, oh yes, everything you say is the best. It's both sides. It's not Trudeau. It's not Tool. It's not all of them. It's saying they all fucking do it. Everybody does it. Everybody does it. You keep doing the same thing over and over and over again. By God, right? Is that not the very definition of insanity? Doing something over and over again, hoping that something will change. Something for surely will change, I guess. God. I don't really have a point here. I'm just blowing off some steam, I guess. Kind of made a little platform, a little soapbox for myself to sit and rant about shit. You're the future, they always told me. All the time. You're the future. You're going to be the one who's got to save the planet. Nah, it's all fucking bullshit. You're probably telling the same thing to the kids. You're the next generation that's going to save the planet. Nah. Greed. Greed will hold you back. I want to look down at this planet and have an experience, like Jeff Bezos. I want to look down and be like, yeah, there's no borders. All I see is this big blue dot in the middle. We can fix it right now because I have everything. I have the vast majority of everything. And I could fix it. I could fix it all right now. Boop. Just everything will disappear. But I won't. Because I like money. I like a thing. It'll go away. It'll burn. Cash will burn. Everything will burn. Nothing exists. Nothing, really. Nothing. Not a thing. It's hard to stay positive when all you just think about is just that. Hard to make a difference when there's nothing to make a difference about. I see, like I go to grocery stores and they're like, "Would you like to give $1 to the children's fund?" Nah, rather spend that buck on booze, on alcohol for myself. Feel the pain of knowing that no matter what I do, unless I get big, which I'd love to. I really would. If I had an opportunity, man, what's money? It's paper. A bunch of people said that this is worth something. Cool. You know what's cool? Learning stuff. Education. I build schools. You know what else is cool? Making sure people don't die. I build hospitals. You know what else is great? Housing. Ah, here's a house. Everybody gets so fucking choked up on Instagram when somebody goes out there and is like, "Hey, I know this homeless guy, and I'm going to go and get him an apartment and make sure it's," and then everybody fucking gets all teary eyed, jacks off over, feels good for a minute, and then it's like gone, right? That's one guy. One guy. Food stamps is too much, though, right? Like, fuck. Whatever. Free healthcare. Well, it's going to cost us too much. It's going to cost us money. Fake thing that we've developed over the years to just slave humanity. Yeah. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make a lick of sense. It really doesn't make a lick of sense, does it? It doesn't. People are dying in the streets. People just. I feel bad for all. Imagine being a woman now in Afghanistan. Could you imagine that? You've been living 20 years somewhat. You walk down the street, not have to worry about getting your head cut off because you're not wearing a mask, burqa. People sitting there now and oh, freedom. Like, God. I don't know what to think. I really don't. I don't know what to say. I don't know what. Wine is fine, but whiskey's quicker. I have a niece. She's 2. She's getting christened Saturday. I wish her luck. I don't want to feed her bullshit either. You're the future. What future? Ice caps are melting. Hottest summer on record. Next one's going to be another hottest summer on record. One after that's going to be another hot summer. And, crops burn. People starve. We start eating each other. Almost 40. I remember this shit. I remember this shit when I was young. Oh, you're the hope for the future. You got the best opportunities to go to school and educate yourself. Yep. A lot of good that's done. My brother has 2 degrees. He's a sharp kid. He's probably one of the most entertaining people I've ever met in my life. What's he got? What's he got? I don't know. We're just unfocused. Are we unfocused? Is that it? Is that it? Are we just really unfocused? Are we like sitting here going like, if there's like a path that we could follow, like a clear path, right? Not religion. Basic human decency would be a nice start, I think. Just treating people good. Like, don't be a Karen. Like, is that a thing? Like, we can just stop doing? Being those kind of people? Let me talk to your manager. Oh. Oh. You aren't worth it. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Let me talk to your manager. This person with the skin color that's wrong is talking to me. Is it fear? Is that it? Maybe it's fear. Maybe that's what's bothering us. Everybody's scared. Everybody's scared of it. Just differences in humanity. Everybody's scared it won't work. You have to yell and scream that it will. And then, like, is that the magic in it? That you hope that you scream and you claw at your eyes and you screech and you go, yes, this is it. This is it. This will work. Communism is evil. This is beliefs that this is the real thing. Jesus. Allah Akbar. Oy vey. Yahweh protect us. God's protect us. You scream it, and eventually you believe that it's true, I suppose. You just scream it over and over and over again. My way is the right way. My way is the right way. If I don't believe it, if I give ground, is that why we don't want, like, people don't want injections? It's like, no, I read somewhere on the internet that it told me that this is all wrong. This is the worst kind of thing. Just, is that what it is? Are we afraid? Are we frightened? Are we little children staring off into oblivion and realizing that maybe our voices are the bridge to the next place? Is that it? We sit there and scream. We just go scream. I'm right. Step off that cliff. And the faith of everyone else behind you will somehow hold you up. I don't think that's... No. By God, that seems to be the way, though, isn't it? Thinking about crusades, right? Just walk. Jerusalem for king and country. It's a patch of dirt on a little blue dot in the cold, vast, unfeeling universe. And we are killing each other over sections of it. And we want to repress people. We don't want them to express themselves. Heaven forbid they do that. Heaven forbid somebody actually, smiles and dances out in the open. I remember this story about that. It's an interesting story. I remember it in English class and reading it and thinking about it, and it's one of those ones that really stick to you. It's a short story. It's about this family are all sitting around watching the TV, and everybody comes out and they're all the same. And there's a woman who kind of dances, and she has a moment of ecstasy, and they zap her, and she goes back to normal. And the mother is sitting there watching this dancing, and all of a sudden she has a moment too, but the implants in her brain kind of stifle that and keep her level where everybody else is. And then out walks their son, the husband and wife who are watching this TV. It's from sort of their perspective, right? And out comes their son, who's chained, heavily chained. Weights are holding him down, but even through all that, he still stands up. He still walks out there, and he starts dancing. And he's dancing, and he picks up that girl who had that moment, and he picks her up and twirls her around, and there's just there's this moment of ecstasy. And it's beautiful, and it's wonderful, and it's magical. And then the cops come in and shoot him and the girl. And the father just kind of goes, well, that was something. And the mother had a pang of sadness only for a moment, until the things in her head straightened her out. And they went about their business. And I remember this short story. I can't remember for the life of me what it was called, which happens a lot. But it's a story that sits in my head quite freely. And it just has me sitting there going you gotta be free. We gotta be free. Gotta be free to enjoy life. And I mean legitimately enjoy life, not just if somebody else is having a good day, let them have a good day. Let them have a good day, right? It's important. You can't if you see a guy beating up somebody, yeah, that's the time to maybe call somebody who can deal with this. But I'm not shitting on your parade. Don't shit on mine, Jesus. Yeah. You having a good time, buddy? I love you. You're all right. You don't care about all this. Just make sure your food's full and your water's full. You're all right, yeah? Well, I love you. You're a great kitty. Oh, hey, buddy. Thanks for making me feel better about stuff. Meow. I don't know. I hope that people one day will be this is the only place we got, and it's about to crash, so we better do something. I hope that happens. I hope that people get a chance to be better than they are. Hope they're not held down by chains of any kind. That'd be great, wouldn't it? You dance. Then you can dance. Right? Then you can dance.